What's going on, y'all? What's up, Miss Perez? What's going on? Yeah, long time no see, man. Long time no see, man. Big thank you. Big appreciation. Um, you could have been anywhere else in the world, man. But you're here with me, man, and I got you. I promise you I got you. I appreciate you. Thankful, man. Just thankful. But I got it just as always, y'all. Um, what's it gonna take, man? What is it gonna take, man? Because I'm sure I'm not the only one. Damn, I ain't bring my keys. Boy, where my keys? I'm sure that I'm not the only one who could see shit as it is. Yeah, boy, you can get my keys. What's up, y'all? Like I said, man, I'm sure I'm not the only one who could see this shit. I'm sure I'm not the only one. You know what I mean? Guess I ain't get my keys, whatever. So yeah, it's a lot going on right now. Good things, a lot of bad things, a lot of good things, a lot going on. First and foremost, let me take a sip of my juice. I make my own little juice, man, because this world, you can't trust what they give to you. Thank you, Danny P, man. I'm glad to see you too, for real, man. Debbie, thank you for tuning in. Debbie, I appreciate you. I love you. Um, Miss Ty Perez, I thank you, appreciate you, and love you too, man. I thank y'all so much. And anybody else comes in, man, thank you so much as well. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit the subscribe button. All y'all pretty much should probably subscribe. But let's get to it, man. With everything that's going on right now, y'all, I'm not too sure what more that we need to see. I'm not too sure what more is going to take. Uh, if we don't realize now, we're being coerced. We're being coerced into the next agenda. If you didn't realize it, you could pay attention to the media. You could pay attention to what's going on in the world around you. You could pay attention to the propaganda that's being promoted. They're leading us and pushing us into the direction that they want us in. They're leading us and pushing us into the direction that they want us in. AKA they're herding us in the direction that they want us in. And what I mean by that, the things that they're telling you and talking about on TV, aka the mass shootings, aka whatever's going on at the moment, there is an agenda behind it. Okay, because the reason why you got to know that there's agenda behind the shit that they promote on the TV is there's so many things going on good in the world, right? There's a million good things that are going on in the world every day. But they do not talk about the positive things that happen in the news. They don't talk about they don't give they don't give solutions to a lot of the problems that we experience as a people. You know what I'm saying? They don't say, "Hey, if you eat vitamin C in the morning, you'll reduce your chances of getting this. If you make your own fruit juices, if you drink your own fruit juices, you can have good phytonutrition and this and that." Like, they don't tell you shit like that on the news, right? They don't tell you shit like that. They tell you problem, right? And it's okay to expose to it's okay to talk about problems because you have to focus on problems to come up with solutions. So that's understandable. But if they're only problem based, fear based, negative based news sources, then what are you going supposed to get out of it? If everything on the news is a Pum pum ba-da-da-dum bum ba-da-da-dum bum bum ba-da-da-dum bum 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 bum. Everything's so dramatic. Everything's so hyper centralized. Uh everything's so dramatized. There has to be a reason for that. When you're making a movie, listen to this. When you're directing a movie, when you're creating a movie, the soundtrack is just as important as the acting, is just as important as the script and all that. Matter of fact, to set the tone and tempo of the pace or set the feeling and the vibe of what's going on, most times the soundtrack is the most important thing because it be the music and the scenes of movies and shit that you remember and resonate with a lot of times the most. You know, it's not most of the times it's not the the dialogue and shit that you remember. It's what sets the tone for the scene is just the soundtrack, the sound effects, aka like on a scary movie when somebody's about to get killed, it's swing, 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 like shit like that. It makes it more dramafied. So what I'm trying to say is when you're watching shit like TV, news, media, and shit like that, there's a purpose behind that shit. And if they're not giving you anything positive or decent to wrap your mind around, then they're negative and fear based propaganda off the rip. You know, easy to understand. What I'm getting at, y'all, is they're showing you what they want you to see, but they're not telling you what you need to know or what you need to understand to figure out and make conscious and wise decisions for yourself. You know, because if this country wanted educated voters, it would educate its citizens. This country more or less wants people to go with the flow, to do what they're told, and to believe in what they're told to believe in. Which, if you were being taught the truth, that would be okay, you know. But majority of time, a million times out of a million, millions and millions and countless times, this country has been proven as liars and more or less manipulators for whatever persuasion or whatever situation that they're trying to do. You know. So I'm not saying don't believe in the country and don't have faith in our country because I'm a American patriot. I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm a patriot. I'm proud to be an American. But America is a ass backwards place if you paid attention to the history of it. You know, it's a lot of lies and misconceptions and shit like that. So I'm not against the country. It's just the country has really been against us for so long, almost as long as the beginning of the country's existence. You know, they came with the and I mean by country, what I mean by country is the United States of America with the Constitution and all that shit. Because the native indigenous people have always been here on this land way before Christopher Columbus and his band of thieves and pirates came here, you know. But they don't teach you that shit. They don't teach you that type of stuff in US history. They don't teach you the truths and the realities of American history in school or in society. They teach you what they want you to know. Uh they teach you were a slave. They teach you were lesser than shit like that. So now y'all, with us being broken down to this low level that we're at of not being able to understand and compute what's really happening and figure out what's really happening with a logical mind, they pretty much can tell you whatever they want and you're going to go with the flow. You know, right now it's perfect proof of this shit. Yo, this is some great juice. This is guava blueberry lemonade. I took some guavas, some blueberries, and some lemons, and some sugar and water. Blend it up. But yeah, it's like whatever they tell you nowadays, most people just believe it, you know. Um what's up, Antoine? What's up, Antoine? Yep, I'm good. I'm good. Everything's good over here, man. That's how they get you in a trance state. Facts. Facts. Debbie said herd mentality. That's for facts. And it's sad. Yo, it's sad that it's like this, y'all. Um, it's okay for us to stand united on one accord. That's a beautiful thing. I would hope and pray that one day we could get to a state of being united as a people and shit like that. But I'm gonna be all the way honest, y'all. America was built on division. Even it says the United States of America. That's a lie because each state is divided by its own territories. Each state is divided by its own counties. Each state has its own leaders. Each state has its own sections, counties, um, everything. Everything's divided. There is no there is no one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It might have, the idea might have been that at one point, that might have been the idea, that might have been the purpose, but that is not what's going on in the country right now, man. We are divided, and pretty soon, y'all, because I like to tie things up, I like to explain things and tie stuff in, but I'm gonna be real, y'all. Pretty soon in the future, we're gonna get to a point where if we keep going with the flow and keep following the herd and keep believing exactly what we're told without thinking for ourselves, we're not gonna have no choices or no options. None. I I live my life based on the premise that Americans have freedoms. I live my life based on the premise that Americans can be, have the choice to say what they want as long as they're not hurting nobody, believe in what they want as long as they're not hurting nobody, and stand up for what their beliefs are as long as they're not hurting nobody. I believe in this. I believe in the constitutional rights, but constitutional rights and the Constitution was not necessarily written for Americans. It was not necessarily written for especially Black Americans. So you just gotta, I hate I hate that we're living in a time where everybody's been so bombarded with lies that most people can't live in reality. But if you could honestly and openly see things as they are without the veils and shit over your eyes, it would be no way we could be in this situation we're in, y'all. They tell us in the future we'll own nothing and be happy, but we don't do nothing about it. They tell us in the future we're going to eat bugs and this and that, but we're already eating the bugs. They'll tell us in the future, they tell you what's going to happen to you, right? But yet we still let it happen to us. They show us everything that we're existing in now, everything that we're experiencing now. They showed us in the movies. They showed us in the news clips, the films, the media, the news. They showed us where we were going to be at years ago. But the thing is, like I said, we're living in a time where people don't believe even the truth. We're living in a time where people can't fathom something to be, even if it's been proven to be. So that just lets you know, if you can't accept the truth, you're almost not you. If you can't accept the truth, if you can't say this is what it is, this isn't, then you're living in a delusional state. And God knows that America and the world now has been in a delusional state for a long fucking time, you know, no excuse why my phone never notifies me when you're live. Um, let me read that. Notify me when you're live. I'm sick of this. Days getting weirder every hour of the day. I'm over it. Yeah, I'm gonna say this though, y'all. That's definite. And that's a definite thing. And you gotta know, y'all are watching one of the most pivotal channels on YouTube you'll ever watch, right? I might not be the coolest. I might not be the most flashiest. My videos might be real low budget and all that. But guess what? I guarantee you, there's not many people on YouTube coming with more concrete and more life-changing and gripping content than what I'm coming with. And I know I'm not the best, but I know for a fact that I'm one of the chosen ones. You know, I know for a fact that I'm one of the ones that, like my bro said, super suppressed. Exactly. I know for a fact that I'm one of the ones. You know, I know for a fact. I know for a fact that if more people could hear this type of content, you know, hold on, I'm trying to make moves going to scoop a house then land. Yeah, that's what's up, man. I know for a fact if more people heard this type of shit, this type of content, my channel, the world would be a better place. I know for a fact. Because I'm one of the only. No, there's millions. There's a chosen few, right? They call them chosen ones, like my boy said, and all that. They call them chosen few and all that. But I don't like to never toot my own horn, because I'm gonna tell you something. You can't elect yourself. The people have to elect you, you know? So if you don't realize that we can make that, if you don't realize the power that we have as a people to make differences and to affect and make changes and shit, like all the time. Yeah, facts. Hit the bell and notification, then select all. Facts. 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 Yeah, you gotta hit the notification, you gotta hit that bell, and you gotta hit that bell and then put the little circle, the little asterisk things on it. But I mean, everybody should know that. But it is what it is, y'all. I'll just say this. We can make change if we do what we're supposed to do, you know. But nowadays, they get on the news and they say, "Oh, it's a shooting going on," and then everybody at my job, "Oh, I'm scared, this and that. I'm tired of this. Whoop whoop. Oh, this is happening. All this and that." Like, being scared and 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 letting them control your narrative and control you, like, because I'm gonna tell you something. Bad shit happens every day, right? A lot of the bad stuff that happens every day never gets publicized. Like, there's a shooting in the black community almost every day. They don't talk about that shit. There's mass shootings in black communities all the time. They don't talk about that shit. You know why? They don't care about the black communities. The dude who was just did the shoot in Atlanta was black and all that, but that's not no man. I'm gonna tell you something. They use any shooting that happens in public, they'll say it as a mass shooting, and I'm talking about at a public facility. Those are the ones that they use as mass shootings. But the reason why there's so many shootings and shit like that, they don't tell you. Y'all don't. Most people don't realize the laws have been restricted. Unrestricted. Now, places like Texas, you can have open carry without no permit and shit like that. As long as you're 18 years old, you can walk around with a pistol in your pocket and buy a pistol with no permit and shit like that. That shit's done intentionally to create purges. They make the no bail laws and no bond laws and shit like that in these bigger cities to create purges and to create a lack of people wanting to care about what's gonna happen to them criminally and shit like that. So they'll just go out and just wild out. So of course there will be more shootings. What's good? What's good, Colin? Of course there will be more shootings and shit if there's less restrictions on guns. And I'm not for taking away guns and no shit like that, because I'm a responsible gun owner. My gun just collects dust. Other than when I take it to the range and shoot it, it just collects dust. I don't even care about my gun. But guess what? I know when I need it. I know exactly where it is, and I know how to use it. So that's what a gun is for. A gun is not something you walk around on your hip with and wait for a nigga to piss you off or step on your shoe and shoot his ass up. That's not what it's for. A gun It's to defend yourself. Now, if you live in a city, a urban city, a big city, a big urban city, yes, you should have your carry permit. Yes, you should have your carry permit on your carrier's permit so you can have that shit ready whenever somebody trips. You know, because if you're around a place where it goes down, you should definitely have your concealed carry permit. Definitely. But if you live in one of them states where you can open carry and have it and no laws and 18 years old is all you got to be to have whatever you want, how could you blame these young niggas? These young niggas ain't got no guidance. They ain't got nobody to look up to. They ain't got no money. They ain't got nothing going on. So how could you blame a 16, 17, 18, 19-year-old who looks up to NBA YoungBoy, who listens to murder, death, kill, rap all day long? You got to you let your son listen to murder, death, kill without explaining to him what he's listening to, and then he gets to and then you get mad at him when he's out there reenacting murder, death, kill. This is the chosen one problem. So miss me with that notification bell. Nah, it's all good. You hit that bell 2 months ago or a weekly basis. I'm a millennium. I understand technology. Yeah, but Perez, you ain't got to get all belligerent because I'm gonna be real, bro, just trying to help you out. Everybody, pretty much most of the people who watch my channel are chosen ones. Cause I'm just gonna be real. Nobody's even gonna understand how I'm coming or what I'm talking about unless they're like a chosen one type, on their path to righteousness or a righteous person. Majority of people, they can't understand unrighteous lifestyle and shit like that. So Perez, you ain't gotta get all mad and shit, it's not, it ain't that type of party. Uh it's like in Australia, people think we don't have guns. Licensed folks have shitloads of awesome guns. Nah, for real. I'm gonna say one thing, y'all. The thing about the guns, y'all. The thing about the guns that y'all need to understand, when they come to get those, you better not have it on you. When they come to get the guns, they're coming to get the guns with the robots. The robots are gonna come get the guns. It's not gonna be humans going door to door to get the guns. It's going to be them robot dogs that open up doors. It's going to be them robot dogs, and it's going to be them robots who come to get that. They're going to be able to see through walls. They're going to be able to see through exactly where they at. They're going to come to get them. Like, yo, you think what you want. If you going to have, in the future, when they come to get your guns, they're going to take them. And the thing we have to understand is if you don't lose some guns on a boat trip, if you don't drop a few guns in the lake when you're out fishing, if you don't just lose a few guns and magically find them buried in the garden somewhere, or magically find them buried in the dirt somewhere, buried deep down somewhere, you're not going to have a gun. You're not going to have a gun. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to have a gun. So please, y'all, understand it's bigger than our egos right now. It's bigger than you. It's bigger than me. What we're facing, they say it. They tell you every day. They say the financial institutions are facing collapse. They tell you every day the food crisis, the potential food crisis coming. They tell you every day about all this shit. Nobody listens, nobody prepares, and nobody cares because they're 2 feet away from a Walmart. They could walk to Walmart grocery and get whatever they want. But guess what? Walmart's done shut down it's shutting down thousands of stores. Chicago and Walmart's just shut down, like, I think, like, a bunch of stores. I forget the amount, and I don't like misquoting. They just shut down a bunch of stores in Chicago, a bunch of Walmarts, and they say it's because they're losing money. It ain't because they're losing money. What it is they're downsizing. Only certain people are going to be allowed, and then only the people that are allowed are going to be the people that participated in all the things that the government wanted you to participate in order to you know to be a part of society. This is where the street people come from. This is where the sewer people are going to come from. People are going to have to go up under the sewers and live under the sewers and shit. But that won't be stable and feasible either, because they'll flood that out, and this and that'll happen, and whoop whoop will happen. So it's about to get very uncomfortable for people who don't want to just bend, break, and fold. If you want to go with the flow types, you're gonna be good with the new life, the new world. But if you're one of the types, because I'm gonna tell you something about me. I I'm a law-abiding citizen. I don't break laws, so I don't really have a lot to worry about as far as like criminal shit, because I don't do a lot of I don't do no crimes like that. But at the same time of criminal shit, the freedoms are going to be taken away. So even if you're not a criminal, a lot of the everyday freedoms are going to get taken away. Like even the ability to have shit and own shit. And this is why, y'all, listen very closely. This is why over the last decade they've been trying to make everything digital and non-physical. This is why they've been trying to make Xboxes with no disc tray, PS5s with no disc tray, that's just straight digital. This is why they have Netflix services like Netflix, where you can go on one website and just have access to hundreds of movies without not physically owning nothing. This is why you go on I'm about to read these comments. This is why you go on Xbox online gaming, and you can pay a monthly fee and play every game that's on there. It's people don't understand it. So what's going to happen in the future is once they come and start taking everything away, or your natural disaster comes and blows everything away, or whatever happens, and you lose all your stuff, you go to one of them new smart cities and start over, and everything you'll have will be digital. So you'll have access to online profiles and shit like that, but you won't have nothing physical, and you'll be happy. This is what they mean by in the future you'll own nothing and be happy. Because if you look, let me read these comments though. Let me read these comments. It's bigger than that. Talk. Perez said it's bigger than that, but I'm not gonna comment no more. I'm easily offended, so be it. No, it's okay. You better comment. I don't need help. Comment. I appreciate you so much, Bede. Love. You're my family. We come from the Cancer constellation. That's home. Now for real, Cancer, stand up. Real talk, Cancer, stand up. Um, no, but don't be afraid to communicate, because we're in this together. We sitting in here together, I ain't here by myself. I'm here talking to y'all. Calling me too. Communicating face to face always tries to anyway. Nah, me too. Me too, but I'm gonna just be real. 1 year lockdown to restructure everything. I'm gonna be real. That lockdown shit did a number on a lot of people, y'all. That lockdown thing did a number on a lot of people. It broke a lot of people down spiritually, and I hate to say that, but I hate to say that it broke a lot of people down, but it broke a lot of people down, man. But it was also a blessing for the people who are just in control of themselves and in reality and shit. That was a blessing time. Not the loss of people or the virus and that, but those were those are blessed times. I would just say this, y'all. You better you better try hard. You better try hard to not participate in everything they got out here for you. Or they got the new Steri soda. Niggas run out and buy it. They got the new sodas, the new this. Niggas run out and buy it. They got the new Easy Greasy burger. Niggas run out and buy it. And it's not just about food. It's about everything. Oh, this new movie come out. We run out and just listen. This, and this, and this, and this, and this. We run out. We just fucking done. We don't like to do anything the hard way, the long way. Look, even when you prepare your own home cooked meal, unless you busting shit all the way down, you're still using products. So even in the life of inconvenience, you're still having conveniences. You got pasta sauce, you got this, you got that. Like, so y'all just consciously try. Just consciously try. That's all you got to do. Consciously try to be better. Thank you. Thank you. Facts. Facts, man. I ain't gonna I ain't gonna lie, Colin. I ain't gonna lie, man. It's just about being resilient. I call it being a roach. Cause I'm gonna tell you something. Humans, especially, humans are like as resilient as roaches, man. If you got the will to live, your ass will keep going, man. If you got the will to survive, your ass will keep going. But the will to be good in the face of adversity, the will to remain virtuous in the eyes of trouble and the eyes of danger, and being decent in the times of being decent in the end times and shit. And I'm not saying the world's gonna end, because I'm gonna tell y'all something about that. They've been saying the world's gonna end since the beginning, right? They've been saying this fear-based religion, right? And I got pants on, I got shorts on. It's just, my knee. They have this fear-based religion that they gave us. It give you that doom factor, that dun dun dun, right? How is it, y'all? How is it that the people who gave you religion, and I'm gonna say something, African culture was here since the beginning of time. African culture is not necessarily religion. Customs and ways of life are not religion. African culture, African civilization, African ways of life that predate, way back, that date back to the Egyptians, to the Babylonians, to Sumerians. I'm talking about the first groups of people, right? These people had customs and ways of life. That doesn't mean that they had a religion. This religion shit was given to us to control us and to feed that appetite of God that we have, because humans are spiritual people. God said, let us make man in our image. So when they made us, we are children of God. So when they made us, they knew, these people who conquered us, they knew we had a spirituality. They knew we were hungry for spirituality. So when they came up with these religions and gave us these spiritual systems, they put fear tactics in that shit. that if you don't do this, you're gonna burn in hell, the lake of fire, and all that. Which I'm not saying you could live the life you want to live on this earth without punishment. I totally don't agree with that. But I am saying they were the ones, the ones who gave us religion were the ones burning people at the stake. The ones who gave you religion were the ones burning people at this lakes of fire. The ones who gave people religion were the ones who were practicing the most evil non-religious things in order to convert and transform people into the Christian faith, aka the Christian Crusades. The Christian Crusades, and this is what I don't understand about no good Christian, because all the good Christians of earth, right? This is what I don't understand about no good Christian, because all the good Christians who believe in Jesus Christ and all this stuff, which I'm not saying you shouldn't. What I'm saying is all the people who profess and confess that, they don't take into consideration that the Christian Crusades was created and the most evil, savage things were done to people in order to make them turn into Christians. So how could you, in modern day times, take heed to a culture and a civilization who was destroying whole towns and whole, I'm talking about coming through the whole town, stealing and burning all the books, killing everybody, burning the town down, destroying burning the books, putting people on crosses, burning people on crosses and shit like that, and making them be Christians. It's called the Christian Crusades. Look it up. They were converting everybody into Christianity by way of force, death, destruction, and mayhem. So how could these modern day Christians adhere to a faith where they implemented the most satanic, evil things possible on humanity in order to turn people into Christians? It just don't make sense, man. Let me read these comments though, because I didn't want to get into religion, because I don't want to destroy people's uh ideologies or insult. Um, I have to confess, 2 weeks ago I was in real life, but I shifted into a dream state. But I was present and sat down for an hour. Nobody around. I didn't know how they were. They was strangers. Yeah, I'm gonna say, hey, thank you so much, Perez. That's not a and government and YouTube. This is for educational purposes and entertainment purposes only. But I'm gonna tell y'all a very true story. What you just said, Perez, was what's happened. It happens all the time. You can go in between the dimensions of time. I don't know how you necessarily do it. But you can definitely go in between the dimensions of time. Um, I've done that shit before. I used to listen to I make music. So one time I was making beats. I was listening to some of my brother's beats. My brother's a producer. He's a real good producer. His name is King K. He got a YouTube channel too, but he's a good producer. And I was listening to one of his beats in the car. Go ahead, trying to make some music and shit. I was about to zone out, listen to some beats and drinking some coffee and shit. And the world, as I'm sitting in my car, and I wasn't doing no drugs or no shit, so it wasn't no hallucination. I wasn't sleep. I didn't doze off in the car. It was nothing like that. I'm gonna tell you what happened. The world, as I'm listening to the beat, the world turned into a dark, smoky place. It was dark with blue mist, foggy blue mist in the background. So it's like that dark world with blue, colorful blue haze. Like it's white haze mist, but it's blue from the look of it. Like that's the color I can see. And then this big dude with big broad shoulders, um, He appeared, and he had a big, big, big brim hat. The big brim, his brim hat was as wide as his shoulders was. That's how big his hat was. And his shoulders was probably about like 7 feet wide and rate in, 7 feet, 6, 7 feet. The nigga, the dude was probably about 10 feet tall. No, probably about 8 feet tall. And he was about 7 feet wide. He was very, very fat and wide, but he was very tall. But his brim was as wide as his shoulder. So long story short, I'm in this place and it looked like a graveyard. That's what it looked like. I'm no longer in my car and I'm no longer sitting. I'm standing up in a graveyard and a brim hat man is coming at me. I couldn't see his face because his hat was too down on it. His hat was so big you couldn't see his face. All you see was big trench coat with the brim hat. He was all black. So me, I looked at my hands. When I'm in my dreams, in dream world, I look at my hands. I'm like, oh shit, like it's real life, like third person. So I punched him. Bang, punched him. He backed up. He glitched. And I'm telling the God's honest truth, y'all. He glitched like a old TV, like you turn the channel on the old TVs, that black and white fuzz. I hit him again. Bam! He glitched. He went glitch mode. I hit him a third time. When I hit him that third time, he backed back, like zip, 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 and he backed back. The motherfucker turned into like a 10-foot tarantula. And when he turned into the tarantula, y'all, I got scared as fuck now. I punched him one time when he was the tarantula, but it was nothing to punch but arms because I couldn't get to the body. You know what I'm saying? If I get to that body, I knew he was probably going to get me. So what I did, I punched the arm one time and he backed up and I got scared and zapped out of it. I came back out of there. And I was back in the car at that point, but that was a real thing. I beat up the brim hat man and he had to turn into his tarantula form. So I came in the house and I told my brother, and he was like, and my brother, he was studying voodoo at the time. So he was like, oh, that's Papa Guede. That's Papa Guede. You're blessed. You're blessed. Papa Guede came to you. I was like, he didn't come good. I was like, he was on some bullshit. He didn't attack me, but he was like coming at me. I had to punch his ass, Maybe that was me being a scared human, but I punched his ass. But long story short, Perez, that shit's real. That shit's real. You ain't lying about that. You ain't lying about that. I'm just gonna be real. You ain't lying about that because I did that. I did it multiple times. That's not the only time. I'm not even gonna talk about the other times right now, but that's not the only time I went into the like another dimension while being awoke. Without drugs and shit. I was drinking coffee and listening to a beat or instrumental. Um, Colin said, "Evil lies in the heart. Always has the man who lost. Hold on, the man who lost morals. I pray they repent, just like I do as well." Yeah. Man, I don't know. I'm afraid. I'm afraid no one will believe me. I felt safe telling you, and music takes me to another dimension, but it's like I get it. No, you don't. I get it too. You're not the only one, Perez. I promise you, you're not the only one. I get that shit. I've been seeing aliens, all that stuff, man. And people think they want to see that shit. People think they want to experience an alien and see this and that till they see it. You don't know what you're getting yourself in. People don't understand. We're just a speck and blip of existence. Even if we're trapped in this earth, even if we're trapped on this earth, right, and under the firmament or whatever, if we're trapped in here and we can't get out, there's still unbelievable creatures and life forms on this earth that will blow your mind if you see them. And like I said, I've seen a few of them a bunch of times. And Yeah, it gets scary, but once you realize you're not alone and shit like that, you anticipate some shit like this. It made me feel special to knew I had seen aliens. An alien was living in my attic at one point and this and that. It made me feel special, you know? And my brothers can attest to that. There was a whole live alien in my attic one point eating it ate cats, it ate raccoons, it ate squirrels, it ate all that shit. He used to throw them up against the wall. It would throw cats up against the wall inside the attic, break them, kill them, like throwing them up against the poles, the wood beams, and then it would eat them. And you could hear it. It was over my brother's room. I lived at the bottom of the house, but it was over my brother's room at the top. And that motherfucker would be in there and throwing shit. It would take the cats, be fighting the cats and shit, and then it would grab them, boom, throw them up against the wall, and you hear the cat go, man, that shit was sad, man. We literally had a monster living in our attic, and look, it would run up and down the bricks, up and down the walls and the bricks. Like it came during a thunderstorm, a real bad rainstorm one time, and it came down. And it was raining, storming, and winding so bad. And my dog was crying and banging at the door and shit. So my dog was real scared. We let him in. He was scared as hell. He came down the room, was like laying on the floor by our feet and shit. And I was like, "What's up with you, man? Your big punk ass." He was a German Shepherd, like no husky dog. It was Ampu, husky dog, and it was all scary and shit. So next thing you know, I cracked the window and shit because I was in the room and shit. I had incense burning shit. So I cracked the room window. Long story short, man, something said and ran up the brick house wall outside the house, not inside. It ran up the outside. Then guess what it did? Got inside the attic from outside. That motherfucker lived up in that attic for months. But we were so G, we just knew it was a monster in our attic. Like it was like some movie, like it's a monster in my attic. It didn't come in the house. It didn't bother us. So we just let it rock. And then man, my brother, I wish my brother was right here in the comments. They'll tell you I'm not lying. I mean, we literally had a monster in our attic. So let me keep reading comments, man. I love y'all. Let me see. We got good in our heart, and end of story. I'm happy to die for protecting the good. Me too. I'm happy to live for it too, man. I ain't gonna lie. It's a balance of happiness and suffering because you're not alone, but it's so-called reality you are. I'm gonna say something about the good and bad. You don't have to go. What's up? Tell them I said leave you alone, okay? Look, life doesn't have to have bad in it. The bad in life comes from the bad people in life. I'm gonna be real with something. Let me tell y'all something. My children are they're not perfect, right? Because everybody has human flaws. But they're perfect in the sense, they're near perfect in the sense that they're not tainted, not polluted, and they're not they're not polluted. And the reason why they're not polluted is because I keep them in a controlled environment, a safe, comfortable, happy environment. You know what I'm saying? Like if we had good people, and there's been great parents, I know who's had good parents out there can testify to this. If you have good parents who keep you safe, happy, and shit like that, the only time you experience danger and trouble and shit like that is when you see it or hear it from the outside world. So what I'm trying to say is good people don't never have to experience bad things. Good people just come in contact with bad people. And when good people come in contact with bad people do bad things to good people. And it might break their perception. It might fuck them up forever. It might make them stronger. You never know. It depends on how the person takes it. But the world does not have to be bad at all. There's just a bunch of people who are evil, A bunch of people who worship the devil, a bunch of people who the devil have taken control and advantage of, is a bunch of people who the devil has just taken over. And then there's not enough people who live for God or who live for good, because that's what it's about. It's the whole purpose of all religious scriptures and analogies of have anything to deal with God is just wants you to be good. So the whole purpose and premise of it all is just be good. Just be good. And the way to know what good is to base your actions. I mean, it's to base the moral compass of normal life with shit like saying, oh, this what the bad man did. This what John Wayne Gacy or Ted Bundy did this. That's bad when you see that. And when you see a child doing something innocent playing, that's good. Like there's a standard for good and bad. There has to be, and there always was a standard to life. We got to keep and get back to the time and days of standards, I'm afraid no one will believe me. I felt safe. Okay. I seen things and colors that don't exist and apparently I have no children in this life, but I have a lot in other dimensions that intermingle. Yeah, me too. I got babies. I got one baby out there, but fuck them niggas, man. Pussy ass niggas steal your fucking seed and all that shit. Fuck them niggas. Um, I have the same dreams. Everyone turns into something unhuman, but they cry and get scared of me when I identify who they are and touch them. They scared of me. I don't know why I'm not scared of them. Um, I tell people, I tell me people, places, and things, especially family and friends. I don't trust no one or nothing, not the medical field, nothing, and no one tries me, not even the police. I don't know what. Man, God protects all of us. The true only God, the only one God, not the religion God, not the Jesus Christ God, not the Buddha God, not the Allah God, not the man-made God, the all-seeing, all-knowing God, not the Illuminati God, the one, the Almighty, the Alpha, the Omega, the first. That's who protects us, who watches over us. You don't have to do nothing but be good and live and study the ways of being decent, and He'll protect over you. It will protect you because God is everything. It's not a he, it's not a she, it's a everything. It's all of us. It said it. Hold on. A gray healed my dad from certain death. I tried telling people this is real shit, no dream state, no real deal. Come back 2 months later and mom seen it too. Nah, that's the facts, bro. Crazy shit. I see pure white diamond. Hold on. I see pure white diamond eyes hovering 10 feet tall and a height staring straight at me. Ooh, fuck. That was at night in my backyard. That scared the fuck. Oh my God. Hold on. Then bang it disappeared. Damn. Listen, man, the watchers are watching. Ah, huh? Okay, I'm coming. I'm coming. The watchers are watching. The watchers are watching because the watchers are these people is watching. So the real watchers are watching. Um, Laughs and giggles. What's up? What's good? Our source is inside of all of us. It is. It is. I mean, imagine you're a self-animated spiritual entity that animates a body. Your spirit, your animated, your energy, your soul is is animating your body. That shit's fucking amazing. Um, Let me see. Colin said, I don't dream much at all. Very rarely, never really have, or just don't remember the dreams, but nothing much in the dream world for me. Fuck. But in the real, they visit my family healers. No, facts. Yeah, how do you do the big baby? I got shivers right now, man, all over. Nah, for real, man. You better I'll just say this, man. We listen, it's okay. I'll just say this. Those things that majority of the creatures and aliens and things out there in the world, they can't be trusted because more times than not, they need something from us. You know what I'm saying? They need something from us. Genetics or whatever, because we are made with the reproductive organs and stuff like that. A lot of those creatures don't have reproductive organs because a lot of those creatures can live hundreds of years. A lot of those creatures can live for a long, 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 long time. So they don't have the need to reproduce and shit like that. They don't have sex. That's why a lot of the demons and the creatures from other dimensions, that's why they possess you when you're having sex. That's why they like sex and stuff like that, because a lot of the demons don't possess the physical bodies that we do. So they can't feel the pleasures of physical pleasures like that and sexual pleasures like that. And that's one of the best, most powerful things on the human, that humans have. So they don't possess that. So they come and possess it, get inside of us so they can feel that shit. That's why a lot of people get possessed by succubuses and demons and shit like that. People don't realize it, man. You know, what is it going to take for y'all to, not my people, but the world? Because one day this is going to be seen by millions. So what is it going to take for the world to understand, man? You know? Yeah, Lucy. Um, Picking up my 4 kids from primary school. No shit, bus, bro. Yeah, for real. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Hey, it's a blessing. Look, that's why I be like, I go live. It's late as hell, but where I'm at, where you at, you picking the kids up from school, so that's good. That's why it's good worldwide, man. You know. Mm. Dang, it's 3 in the afternoon, boy. That's what's up, boy. It's damn. Let me see. It's late. Boy, it's 1:30 in the morning where I'm at. I got to make it happen though, man. I get off work late and shit. You got to make it happen. Um, Here, my family right now, we are getting brought together. I believe in trust. Not for real. Not for real, man. This internet shit, we could use this to make a difference and a change, man. If people just knew what to do. A lot of people get on here and you be surprised. You be surprised the shit that I see. And I mean, just go on shit like TikTok and this and that. Just go on these websites without a purpose, right? Go on some of these websites without a purpose and just scroll and see what it gives you. Oh man, it's disgusting. I wasn't gonna talk about sex, but since you brought it up, I definitely have a sex demon. I all I allows to take place. I feel it's a Jezebel entity, soul snatcher. I can't be or anyone. Yeah, it's you better get rid of that shit. That shit's not good. Magical, spiritual, no description. Yeah, I understand, but that shit, I'm gonna say that shit. You play with fire, yeah, it's a burn. You play with them goddamn demons. You gotta tell the motherfuckers, get your motherfucking ass out of here. That's all you gotta do. You gotta tell the demon to get the fuck out of there. If you got some shit like that weird shit going on, say get the fuck out of here. Other than that, You like it? Hey, do you? When I was doing my sexual immoral shit, doing all kind of shit with a bunch of women and shit, and this little succubus is coming around. I had one. Yeah, and that's why I don't care if people believe me. I don't give a fuck, man. I never lied about nothing. Fuck, I ain't lying about nothing. I lived a real life, real magical life, supernatural. Look, I had this one time. It was a little ghost thing that didn't like my girlfriends. So anytime I had a girlfriend around, it would knock her cup over. Anytime I have a girlfriend, I would go to pass her something, it would knock it over. It would grab shit. It would move shit. Like, it was mad that I was having girlfriends. And I'm gonna say it because I don't know what the fuck that was. It was not physical. It was a invisible thing. Used to knock shit. I'd be playing music. I'm like, hey, pass me the remote. I passed the girl had a remote in her hand, smack out her hand. Literally, like, what the fuck? And then when he didn't want to come over no more and shit. Shit crazy, man. I know what's going on. But at the same time, that's a beautiful thing. Fuck it, man. I tell a nigga, get the fuck out of my house. I don't want you. Get the fuck out of here, you know? But I just hope y'all know I don't lie about what I'm talking about and I'm not crazy. Um, just everything's not for everybody and everything. You know, I'm out here putting on the internet. Yeah, I've had supernatural encounters. I have. I'm born in Colorado. Ain't nothing but some supernatural shit going on in Colorado. We're living in a supernatural. Like, look, we're living in a super. We're living right now. We're going through spiritual warfare. This ain't physical warfare we fighting. The physical things that we are fighting, like the nanotechnology and shit like that. Yeah, the nanobots and shit. That shit is very strong and is very serious and detrimental to our health and all that. Yeah, but even that shit's on a minute, small level, like a microscopic level, even smaller than microscopic. So unless you understand what's happening, what you're facing, what we're fighting is damn near invisible, y'all. And then the spiritual shit is invisible. Then the technology shit is invisible as well. The technological warfare, the 5G shit, the effects, the everything. This is warfare. It might not be all out trying to hurt you and harm you warfare, but it's all out data mining, all that shit. You know? It's Top Perez said it's spiritual water. I get rid of the bad one, but the demons who like to have fun, we cool them, my buddies. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you like them demon shit. Hey, play that shit. Play that game, baby. I don't play with the motherfuckers. I ain't playing with no demons, man. But I'll tell you something. I done seen it all. I done it all. Except for some evil shit. I ain't done a lot of evil shit. But all good shit and all the good things that I wanted to do, majority I've done it, y'all. And I'm here to report and tell you. I'm here to tell you. You don't have to be a piece of shit in this time. You can be good. You can still be on the side of good, man. You know, we don't have to let this world affect us so much, man. But I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. It's your big homie, Big BAYDAY. This is the Real Talk, Real Shit podcast, man. What are we gonna do, man? No, I know. You do your thing, Perez. I ain't tripping on you. Shit. I'll still shake your hand. You know what I mean? I ain't mad at nobody. Oh yeah, I appreciate that. I ain't no I'm gonna tell you, I ain't no crazy person. I've been diagnosed. I've been to a therapist, psychotherapist, diagnosed as clean bill of health, all that. You know, there's nothing, ain't nothing nobody can say to me, man. Only person who could teach me something is the world. I can learn from anybody. I can learn something from you. But get what? God is going to anoint me and show me the way. And God's going to point me, man. God bless y'all. I hope, I hope we, I hope we just survive through all the things that we're going to face, man. I hope we survive everything we facing, man. I hope we get everything we need. I hope you get all things you need. I just appreciate y'all. I got to get to it, man. I got to get in here and make sure my babies are straight, make sure everything's good. And I know, man, I got to, though, for the night, man. You know, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. It's your big homie, Big BAYDAY, man.